Do you know what? I actually miss the tiger going. Rrr. It's a bit like Philip when he gets up in the morning when he's ready for another day. He actually looks really interested in the show, doesn't he, Colin? I think he was expecting a longer intro than what it was.
You started, yeah, no?
Yeah, we started about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I thought you put running the intro. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's 37 seconds long.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, that's sorry. I was just one of my own videos is just after appearing on YouTube. I was quite surprised to see it up there. But anyway.
No, be honest, Philip. What were you watching? Were you watching?
No, actually, I'll tell you what it is. You remember the video I sent you yesterday?
Yeah.
Of the Argentinian girl doing Tina Turner. Yeah. Someone's after putting it up on YouTube, and I didn't know it was there. I'm only after seeing it, so that's why.
Yeah, it's no, he was watching Man United does Dallas. That's what he's watching.
Yeah, send me that link.
yeah.
Starring 10 hang on.
11 Hog.
10 Hog Daniels. Formerly Donald Trump's bit of stuff.
One of them.
Anyway, on that bombshell. On that bombshell, good evening and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and their exciting future under Ange Postecoglou as we look to win the Premier League next season and really put Man United firmly and properly in the mud.
See, the delusion is starting early this year. It's only 6th of June and he's at us.
Yeah, I know. You have to be. But joining me on this greatest show on earth is, because my usual co-host, a man that's been with me for nearly 3 years. How he hasn't locked me up in the local loony asylum, God only knows.
It's come close a few times.
Yeah, it has come close a few times. It is the one and only Mr. Philip, the Godfather Brady. How are you this evening, Philip?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Good stuff. Just glad to be back on the program. I'm missing there for a few days up to last night. So yeah, it's good to be back. Good bit of news to discuss tonight. A lot of very important subjects as well.
A lot of subjects going bad. And also joining us, of course, is our partner channel. This man just needs no introduction the world over. He really is. If you look at Tyson Fury, he is the Tyson Fury of the Full-Time Sports Network. He is the Wilder of MUFC Sport. FC, where his channel's named. Have I got it wrong again?
You were close.
Yeah, close. And also, he is the Daniel Levy of the financial world. He is Colin. Colin, how are you? And thank you for coming on. How are you this evening?
I'm very good, thank you. I wouldn't class myself as the Daniel Levy of the financial world, but yeah, sure, I'll take it. Why not?
Oh, I could have called you the Glazers of the financial world, but I thought you might chuck something at me.
Yeah, my whole computer would be going over the English channel right now towards your house.
And very quickly, before we get on tonight and welcome people in the chat, and good evening, everyone, please hit the like button, subscription button, and notification bell. Please do hit the link for the Patreon, as 006 3/4 has still not reported back from his getting into YouTube, but we will be hoping for a briefing soon. I don't know what I was going to say now. It's gone now. Anyway.
If you don't know, we ain't got a clue.
No.
Mind reading is not a strong point.
It is for you, Philip. You told me Philip's a great mind reader. He told me my future last night. He said, you will be doing the show tonight, Dermot. He was spot on.
I'll tell you, if I could predict the results of the elections tomorrow, I'll be doing all right.
He even said that Ireland will win a game against Hungary, and they did.
Yeah.
Troy Parrott, a lucky goal.
I know, it wasn't a lucky goal. He took it well. Probably could have took it better, but at least he found the net anyway.
Oh, that was it. Tequila. Now, Tequila wanted me to support England in the European Championships, Philip. Now, very firmly said no, because I said you would disown me and Colin would disown me. So there you go.
I wouldn't. I mean, okay, it's disappointing there's no Spurs players in the squad, but I'm going to class Harry Kane as a former Spurs player and Kieran Trippier, former Spurs. So I hope they do okay.
You're going to support in England then?
I hope they do well. I'm not going to say I want them to win it, but I hope they do well because let's face it, I mean, it's good for the game here if they do, Sorry about that.
Colin?
I'm probably branded as a traitor and I'll be shot at dawn for that. But that's not the.
Yeah. Michael Collins is coming around to your place in the morning to talk to you.
Yeah, he'd be lucky.
Yeah, Colin, will you be following? Will you be getting the big Union Jack out, St George's flags out your house for the European Championships?
No, not a chance. I have to support England because obviously I live in England and my partner is English and all her family are English. But I'm not a massive fan of international football anyway, to be fair. So whoever wins it, wins it. If England win it, congrats. I'll give
all I'm going to say is that the 7th of September is the big one for me. But anyway, we should leave it there. Big up to Killian Kenny. He says, come on, you boys in green. A big win for us the other night against Hungary. Let's get ready to rumble. Fighting in the green corner, John O'Shea. And in the red and black corner, Killian Kenny. Very quickly on Ireland, Philip. Still haven't declared who our new manager is. I mean, this manager search puts Daniel Levy's manager search in a good light. I mean, this has been, we all know the man, woman, child, and his dog know John O'Shea's going to get the job. So why not just give it to him?
Yeah, it's obviously like a win. If he'd lost against Hungary, I think it would have been, back in the melting pot again. I think from listening to what the players say, they all like him. He's an ex-pro. He's an ex-international. He knows the way the players, like to be treated and whatever. So, I'd say it's becoming pretty. If they can get a result in Portugal, I don't think they've got any other option but to give it to him.
Yeah, I know. Colin, would you like John O'Shea to become Ireland manager?
Oh yeah, I can't see why not. Obviously, Man United legend, Irish legend as well. I think he'd do a cracking job, really. But I know why the talks have stalled. It's because they've just received my CV. I have managed to take Mansfield Town from League 2 to Champions League winners on my Football Manager save. So, serious competition for John O'Shea.
Yeah. Only good thing to come out of this is no bloody Stephen Kenny. So that's one good thing to come out of it. Anyway, Tequila 316, usual on here with us, but having a night off tonight, says evening, guys. Please support us via Patreon as we fight the good fight against YouTube to get our channel memberships back. And there's the link, guys. So please do hit that link. Stephen Cartwright, evening, lads. Hope everyone is good. We're all grand. We've got Meta Football TV, evening all. Where's the fog this evening? Oh, where's the frog?
No, it was a shark yesterday.
Yeah, my day off, so I'm just going to hang out with the fans. Yeah, see, he's the man of the people, Tequila. He's the man of the people. And then they're talking to each other. We've got what we've got here. We've got Troy was. Chris says Troy was hungry for it. That's very good. That is very good. Yeah. Tequila says you should demo the sport in England. No, it ain't gonna happen. No slaphead, no chance, lads. And Stephen says, can anyone remember the last time Spurs had no players in an England squad?
It's a long time.
It's a long time, isn't it, Philip?
Because with Harry Kane and before him, we had the likes of, what do you call him?
Dele Alli.
Euro 1992.
Danny Rose. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Teddy Sheringham?
That'd have been the late 80s. Yeah, late 90s. Yeah, I think it probably is. That's 30 years ago. Good God.
Yeah, 92 it was.
Anyway, all the better because we've enough players playing with other teams. The more we have fresh coming back in the summer, the better,
Was that the last time there was no Spurs players in an England squad?
Yep. Euro 92 in Sweden.
I thought Gary Lineker had retired from left Spurs then, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He was the only Japanese club player in that tournament.
Yeah.
Anyway, a big up to Daniela as well. She says, Harry Maguire, will Dele be back for the start of next season? I don't know where Dele's going. He's out of contract at Everton.
Yeah. Somebody will pick him up, I think.
Do you know what? I would love him to come back and prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, can you really see that happening though? I don't think so.
I can. Colin, Dele Alli, do you think he can?
No. I think he's going to get a contract, another contract at Everton.
Well, that'll
Right,
be good.
so
Hope he does.
we're gonna start with a little bit of breaking news, guys. This is breaking Spurs news, so we're gonna play the new breaking Spurs news, and I hope you like this. So let me know what you think. You don't get that on CNN.
It sounds like off CNN.
He does. My half expecting Philip to come on tomorrow with a shirt and tie on and get ready to do what CNN.
No, I'm not a fan of CNN at the moment.
Anyway, but this is a bit of rumours going around. Look, take this as a joke or take this as a fun. Phillips just fell off his chair laughing once already. Colin saying me so. Now, according to a report by Team Talk, Son is the subject of interest from Fenerbahce. Jose Mourinho has recently joined the Turkish club and he wants to reunite with the Tottenham captain at the Yulka Fenerbahce Suku Sakaloliji Stadium. Sorry, I just made a right hash of that. Don't ask me to say it again. In the summer transfer window.
It's good to see Jose still has a good sense of humor anyway.
It does. Philip, do you want to give a response that this really truly deserves?
I can do, but we might get taken off the air.
Well, they've taken away our money, so we might as well go down in the.
Yeah, this is what's going to happen now. This is what's going to happen now. Because now in the transfer window opening, we're going to be linked with every player coming in and every player going out. I'd say if Sonny drove his car through Islington, he'd be transferred to Arsenal. You know what I mean? It's silly. Now he's not going to Fenerbahce.
Now,
why would he?
Yeah, Tequila's come up with a good idea. Put Son's head on Dombele and say, "There you go, Jose. There's Sonny for you."
Well, I don't think Dombele will go down too well in Fenerbahce. You haven't played for Galatasaray, you know. So.
Yeah, but you got to make that Dombele Sonny. You know, put a mask over his head and say, "There you go, Jose. There's Sonny."
Hyung Min McDonald.
Yeah, Colin. Look, look. We talked about it before. I think it's a bit of a nonsense story. We both said that.
Unless Daniel Levy puts out a price tag of about 100 million on him, then
could there be any chance this might happen?
I mean, of course, there's a chance.
It's football. 5%.
Yeah, even if it's 1%, there's still a chance. But this all comes down to whether or not it's true. Like we said, I don't actually know who Team Talk are. I don't know if the rep.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what kind of reputation they've got or anything like that. Obviously, Jose Mourinho would love him at Fenerbahce because he's probably going to be one of the best players in that league. No disrespect to the Turkish league, but it's true. I think it all depends on what Sonny wants to do. If Sonny wants a nice, easy end to his career, then yeah, sure, go Fenerbahce. But if you want to continue challenging yourself, stay at Spurs. Well, or better yet, come to Manchester United,
Sonny's statement Sonny's statement last week was said he wouldn't be classed as a Spurs legend until he brings trophies to the club. That strikes me as a player that's going nowhere.
Yeah, but look, Philip, I put this up first because I thought it's the biggest load of nonsense I've ever seen. So, do you know what I mean? It's one of those, they got nothing better to do, but let's stick out some crap on.
That's what we're going to put up with now for the next month.
Yeah, it's silly season.
It is silly season.
Silly season is right. Yeah.
Now, Tottenham Hotspur transfer target Conor Gallagher is in no rush to leave Chelsea. The player is prepared to stay if the conditions for a move do not meet his requirements ahead of this upcoming window. Well, we are going to talk a bit more about Chelsea because there are one of 6 clubs that do have to sell players before June 30th. So we're going to go through that. Colin, yesterday we were ahead of the curve again, weren't we? We're ahead of Last Word on Spurs. So explain to the people what we're ahead of.
Yeah, so I think yesterday, obviously I wasn't here yesterday. I do tune in and stay in the background and listen to the shows. Obviously you were saying yesterday that Conor Gallagher is in no rush to go anywhere. He's very happy to stay at Chelsea and fight for his place. This has come from obviously the Last Word at Spurs, and I think it's a journalist has said it as well, who is apparently quite reputable. Jacob Steinberg, who knows his fair bit when it comes to London-based clubs. So yeah, I mean this pretty much solidifies what you were saying yesterday. So we'll have to wait and see what actually happens.
Again, we are the channel of truth and justice. And this one as well, Radu. Now, this one has got Radu's agent all over it. It's got his fingerprints, his mugshot, everything all over this. Now, Radu Dragerson, Napoli want to sign the Tottenham centre-back, demanding more minutes. This is from Gazzetta dello Sport, Italy. Philip, this has got his agent's fingerprints all over it, isn't it? Rarely to be fair.
Yeah, and it's also got a former Tottenham manager managing a club that he allegedly wants to go to. Conte signing a deal with Napoli. No, I mean, Dragusin, he was getting time at the end of last season. We saw what a good player he is. It's just his agent was spouting that before he actually got into the team, and now it's just been recycled, as far as I can see, So, no, I don't see him going. They won't let him go that quick. No way.
No, they won't. They will not let him go. And also, guys, we are going to start. Now, we've been getting information all day. Well, I have been getting information all day about an AGM that the Premier League. Hang on. I've just got a bit of breaking news here, guys. Tottenham are keeping tabs on Japan centre back Hirako Ito. Don't ask me to say that again. But he is a Japan. Yeah, thank you. He is Japan's centre back. So there's a little bit of news for you guys, but I will keep you up to date on that. Any more information we'll bring to you first and fastest here on Thfc till I die.
Player number 103 who've been linked with.
I do know. I love Philip and transfer windows. He is so doubting Thomas. It's
great.
I
am. Until I see that player holding the shirt and kissing the badge, I don't believe it. Not that I don't believe it, but so much can happen between. You might have a player identified and suddenly they can't agree terms or something, or he fails his medical and then he doesn't come,
This is where me and Philip work so well. I mean, it's like,
I mean, I'm actually looking at him at the minute.
Are you?
Yeah, I've got his stats and everything up. 30 million, 25 years old, 26 appearances last year for, who is it he plays for? VfB Stuttgart. It can play centre back either side, left back, and defensive midfielder.
They came second in the Bundesliga, so
yeah,
they're no joke.
No. Now, guys, Premier League clubs were voting today. Now, can I stress the AGM is still going on? I asked my source there just before we came on. He told me that our other source is actually in the meeting. That's all I can say in that, and that is still going on at the moment. So. Any more breaking news from that, I will bring it to you fast, whatever it is about the Man City or whatever, rule changes, whatever. You might even come on at 11 o'clock tonight with breaking news. This is why I love this time of the year, because you could get a bit of news at 11 o'clock and say, right, I'm going on. We've got to let you guys know. But anyway, clubs have voted against scrapping VAR, despite Wolves calling to abolish the system from next season. Guys, I heard it was, I think you said it, wasn't it, Philip? That it, and Colin as well, 19 votes to 1. Yeah. I think that's a bit one-sided.
It's a bit, Wolves voted against it, and they were the only ones. Yeah.
Colin, look, Philip said to me the other day, we were talking about this, and I love this. He said, next season, I said to him, well, do you think VAR will stay here? Yeah. They'll go to Dublin Zoo and pick a new bunch of monkeys to run the system. I mean, what do you want to see improve with VAR to make it work perfectly?
Everything.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, if you were there, right, you and that AGM tonight, and you had one thing, say you're Manchester United's representative, right, and you could pick one thing to change about VAR for next season, what would it be? And the same question to you, Philip. If you were there as Tottenham's representative. So, Colin, you go first.
Everything in favour of Manchester United, regardless whether it's a penalty to them, you give a penalty to us. Now, I'd want actually, competent and trained officials in there. The officials in the MLS show how much VAR actually works. So I'd be doing a deal like, all right, let's bring over those officials for the VAR system to cover the games, and let's send our guys over to, the MLS and get trained up by whoever trained them up there or whatever. Yeah. Something like that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Now, Philip, if you're in that room as Tottenham's representative, what's the one thing you want that you would want to change?
I want every VAR official or everybody that's going to be on VAR to go back to school, to be brought into VAR school, right?
Yeah.
And everybody, it's like learning the alphabet. There's 26 letters in it, no more, no less. You learn the rules and you apply them to the letter of the law. You don't make up your own interpretation of rules, which has happened so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get one VAR official will give a penalty, the other one won't. That's got to stop. And I think what they could do, they could take a leaf out of the guys that do the TMO in rugby matches. Now I know they can take their time over things, but they rarely get it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and also they're communicating, so the crowd know what's going on.
But that's coming in next season, Philip. We are going to hear that.
I'm glad of that because that's. I mean, we're okay watching it on TV. We can see what's going on here. The people in the crowd have no clue.
No.
And now that's going to change. But listen, all I want is if it's staying, get it right and don't have any glaring mistakes that literally cost. Like a mistake by a VAR official could relegate a team at the end of the season or cost them the championship.
Yeah.
It's that serious. You've got to get it right.
We do. Big up to JSY Talks Football Fan Channel, a massive Leeds fan, a lovely lady as well, and does great work over there with her and her colleagues on that channel. I do love her Saturday night quiz. It is really funny.
And commiserations to Leeds not getting promoted.
Yeah, but listen,
quite sorry that they didn't get up.
Yeah, well, listen. I think your name's Jess. I hope I've got that right. But we have to get you on the podcast over and talk a bit about Leeds and your hope for next season and a bit of an all football thing. But big up, everyone. Please go over to our channel as well. She is a fantastic asset to the community. I want to say big up to Carl Simpson is in. Big up, Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Chris is saying Colin was just describing the Fergie years. Yeah, he was. We've got Danny.
He's jealous because we won trophies.
Yeah. He nearly came to Tottenham, Fergie.
Nearly, but not quite.
Nearly.
And also, how close is Emerson's deal to AC Milan confirmed? As I heard something that it's agreed terms, but AC but can't agree on a fee. I heard that as well. I've asked my source. I've just seen what the Keeler's put in that chat, you fucker. I have heard, but I'm waiting from there. I get my teeth in. I'm waiting to hear back from a source on that question. So if I get it back during this stream, Daniela, I will let you know straight away. And there's the Keeler putting the links in for Jess's channel and also Chris's channel as well. Guys, please do get over there and help. And also he's put a link in for Double Dom Gaming, me and Column's gaming channel, which we're trying to convince Philip to join. That should be fun.
Certainly would.
Stephen Cartwright says ex-players should be running VAR.
Yeah, well, there's no ex-players being referees. Well, it's just quite strange.
Why would you want to be a referee?
Yeah, but okay, you finish your game. You're probably not going to be picked up as a pundit by Sky. I think it'd be a pretty obvious career path to go and become a referee.
Well,
you know all the tricks.
A bit harsh,
you know all the tricks.
Yeah, you've been a bit harsh there. There's ITV, there's BBC.
Do you know what I mean? But add them all up together. There's still not enough to cover all the players that retire every year.
Yeah. There's plenty of that. Just got another bit of news, guy. Villa are losing Douglas Luiz. Funds going into that Gallagher bid. So I don't know where Douglas Luiz is going, but the funds from that are going into the Gallagher bid. And also Villarreal are interested in Tottenham's Emerson Royale. The defender is also in talks with AC Milan over a potential move and has decided to wait and give full priority to the Italian club's offer. So, Philip, do you know...
You think he was the one that was going to accept the offer? Jesus. Did you not realize Daniel Levy has to accept the offer?
Well, no, he has a say in it, Philip. He has a say in it.
He doesn't have he has a say whether he wants to go or not, but he has no say in the fee.
But I think it's more. I think it's more over his contract. What they're offering him as a contract. I think that's what he's on.
Oh yeah, maybe that. But like I'm saying, he can't decide. It's up to the club to decide if the offer is good enough. And if it's not good enough, they won't sell him.
Yeah. Have I got that right, Colin? that he's decided to give full priority to the Italian club's offer. That's more for his contract, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. You know, trying to iron out the deals and all that nonsense. You know, his bonuses and whatnot. If he gets bonuses.
Right, guys. It's a bit of a sad day for Spurs because Tottenham assisting, this broke late this afternoon, Tottenham assistant coach Chris Davis has left the club to take up the role of management at Birmingham City. Absolutely wish him the very best of luck. You know, good luck to him. A great help for Ange this season. But Philip, look, if you want to be a manager and the job comes up to be a manager, you're going to take it, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, that's gainfully employed till Christmas anyway, because Birmingham go through managers nearly as bad as Watford. So good luck to him. He's going to need it in that job because it's a really difficult one to manage. Like a team that went from 5th in the league or 6th to get relegated. There's a problem there somewhere. Good luck to him. He's got a real tough task ahead of him. Yeah, and I know Birmingham are living in the shadow of Aston Villa at the minute, and the fans hate that.
Yeah. Colin, do you know Chris Davis going there? Do you feel Wayne Rooney regrets taking the Birmingham job?
If he doesn't, he should.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Did Rooney get Plymouth appoint Rooney as manager? They were talking about.
Yeah, he's now manager of Plymouth Argyle now.
Yes, he is. Right, Bobby's ecstatic about that.
I know Bobby is. Bobby rang me the other day. He was actually popping champagne corks and everything. Now listen, before we do get on to the Man City and Premier League and the FFP and PSR, I should have done this at the start of the show, but I think it's worth giving a bit of a nod to the past. Many of you probably know it's the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and there's been a lot of things on the news about it, and there's only, I think, 100, or no, is it 100? I think there's 100 survivors left of D-Day left. Look, I'll let the guys have their own saying it, but my saying in this, if it wasn't for their sacrifice, we wouldn't have the freedom we have now.
No,
and it doesn't matter if you're Irish, English, Scotch, Welsh, Italian, whatever.
Irish people.
A lot of Irish people died in World War I and World War II, by the way.
Yep.
For the amount of people that sacrificed their lives, they're the heroes. They're the people that are heroes. They're the people that we should be saying thank you to for giving us our liberty and our freedom. And we should never forget, for people, there was young lads there, 18, 17, 18, 19, going over to the unknown. People seem to forget that Europe was taken over by the Nazis. And the Allies fought back and it all prevailed. But, a massive thank you to them people. And, thank you for your sacrifice. And shall we never forget for what they've done for us and what they've done for many generations, since then. Philip, do you want to say anything on it? Because I know you said you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the coverage today, and there was a 104-year-old ex-British soldier there in tears in one of the graveyards where his pals were buried, and I thought, my God, like I've recently did the World War I Western Front tour when I saw all the graveyards, and if anything, the sacrifice in World War II was nearly worse because the technology had moved on, the killing was a lot more sophisticated. And those guys coming off those landing crafts that showed unbelievable bravery in the hail of gunfire that they faced. So I've nothing but the highest esteem for them. And apparently there was about 100 there today. I'm sure there's more that are still alive that couldn't travel. But you're going to find over the next, say, 5 years, there'll be none of them left. And that's, it's a huge break with the past when all those guys are gone because they saved us. They saved civilization by winning that war.
Colin, do you want to say anything on this before we move on? I think it was right. We should say something on a day like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I have all the utmost respect for everybody that put down their lives to keep us free, basically, because that's what they did. That children, well, I say children, young adults. There were people that were 16, 17 lying about their age to go over there, and sadly, a lot of them lost their lives. So all we can really say is, a thank you to all of them, and let us not forget them.
And if I just say one more thing, if anybody doesn't realize the scale and the scope of what happened on June the 6th, 1944, I suggest they watch the first 25 minutes of the film Saving Private Ryan, which was filmed about 10 miles from where you lived, Dermot, on Curracloe Beach in Wexford. That I've never seen a film as graphic and as accurately portraying a battle scene as that does. It's scary and it's sickening to watch it, but you have to watch it. It is riveting stuff.
So look, I think out of tribute, this stream goes to the fallen heroes of Americans, Canadians, every nationality that lost their life in D-Day and World War II. So I think this stream goes to them. So this stream's for their honor. So look, it's something we should have said at the start, but I just wanted to quickly put it in there. Sorry, guys, and I hope everyone can understand, and I hope that was okay to say. Well, let's go on to a bit more sort of happy, well, not happy news, but a bit more something we love talking about. Now, Chelsea, Villa, and Newcastle believe Man City have a valid concerns in Premier League dispute. Now, there is 5 clubs that have voted. Tottenham are one of the clubs that are given evidence against Man City, which I'm delighted. But Newcastle, Villa, and Chelsea, we're not sure about Chelsea, but Villa and Newcastle are one of 6 clubs that are backing Man City. Now, before I get to your point on this, Philip, because I'm sure it's going to be, I'm sure you're going to get the big Godfather hat and the hammer down and hammer these teams into being sensible. Colin, Man United are one of the teams that are given evidence against Man City. Is it right? Is Civil War broke? I'm watching Mark Goldbridge earlier, and I agree with him. Civil War has now broken out the Premier League. And where will this go? Is this damaging? I said it last night, but is this damaging the brand of the Premier League?
I mean, yeah, it's going to damage the brand of the Premier League 100%. I mean, I don't understand why. Well, actually, no. There's only one team on there that I don't understand why they're on there, and that's Villa, to be fair. We understand why Newcastle are on there because they're oil money owned as well. Yeah. So they just want to splash the cash as much as what City did so they can then go on and cheat and win the Premier League, just like what City have done for the last God knows how many years. Chelsea have got Todd Bowley, who just wants to be throwing money about because he thinks he's playing Football Manager with editor on it. I just don't understand why Villa are there, It's a bit confusing, that one. But no, City ain't got a leg to stand on. And if anybody thinks that they do, then football's not for you. Go watch table tennis or badminton or another sport, because Man City are getting everything they justly deserve from this. It's about time somebody actually stepped up to them.
Yeah. Look, Philip, we talked about this last night, me and Kelly, we all did, and then you had to leave. So, look, I want to get to one point on last night that I didn't get to ask you, Philip, but it was the last point. Well, there was one point. There is an appetite among some clubs not only to sanction City with heavy points deduction, but also apply the rules that enable the league to expel a club from the membership. And also down the bottom, clubs are furious with City for launching claim against the Premier League when in November 2021, City initially approved the rules that they're trying to take the Premier League to the High Court over. So are Man City being a bunch of hypocrites?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, the dogs on the street know the only reason Man City are bringing the PL to court is to divert attention away from the 115 charges they are charged with. They're hoping to prove the Premier League was illegal in putting in, as you rightly say, rules that they voted to accept 4 or 5 years ago. It's absolutely hypocritical of them. And they're literally trying to save their own skin and not giving a damn about anybody else. Because if they win their case, it's going to have a huge knock-on effect, because the trickle-down money for the lower leagues it's been agreed by the PL clubs, what, 900 million, 700 million or 900 million, whatever it is. That won't happen, which means the lower clubs are going to. So it's going to, if City win their case, then all the other teams are going to suffer. City will be sitting pretty, and basically, if they win that, they can do what they like. They will finish the Premier League.
So, look, before we get on to about 6 clubs that must sell players in the next 24 days, which is quite on. I can't believe Villa are in this mess, but they are. Colin, look, Philip is right. If City win, then it all hell's going to break loose. If City win their case, what is the worst case scenario we're looking at in the Premier League teams? What's the worst case scenario that a majority of the teams will do if City win this case?
There's not a lot they can do, to be fair. Just succumb to the fact that teams like Manchester City, Newcastle and Chelsea are going to be able just to buy the title every single year. City winning this legal battle is going to set a precedent, and it's definitely going to benefit Newcastle because Newcastle's financial strategies are to do what Manchester City have done for the last 10 years.
Exactly.
That's what Newcastle are doing. That's what they're trying to do. So, yeah, everyone else, so Spurs, United, Everton, Brighton, you name it, the other 10 clubs or whatever it is that have decided to go against City and put the charges in and evidence in, will have to settle for battle in 4th, 5th, 6th and downwards from then on.
Could we see a point where the Premier League clubs resign from the Premier League and go asked to go back into the Football League?
No. I think the more likely scenario is Man City get kicked out of the Premiership to go and join the Super League, and that's it. Let the rest of us get on with it.
But this is my other point. If the Super League was to come round, could you see the likes of Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle saying, "Sod you lot, we're going off to the Super League"?
Yeah, sure. Why
Possibly,
not? Bye.
yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, bye.
It's not.
You'll not
if
be
they
missed.
do that, if they do that, it's not going to damage the Premier League. If City, Chelsea, and other one, Villa, if they decide to leave and they're going to play in Super League, crack on, have fun. It's not going to damage the Premier League.
But there will be a worst case. I don't think a worst case scenario, but there will be. A civil war has broken out, and whichever way this is going to go, this is going to rumble on. This isn't going to stop. Now, if Man City lose their case against the Premier League, then I think we can all breathe a huge sigh of relief. And then we know what's going to happen. But if they win, does all hell break loose? Because you're going to have teams boycotting playing Man City.
I don't think that will.
I don't think that will happen, though. Because just one thing, though, on a legal point of view, if say the PL wins their case against Manchester City, you can be damn sure the very next morning they'll appeal the result. So this could drag on for a long, long time.
I think this is from little conversations I've had with people that are doing bits with it. The outcome will not be able to be appealed.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because I heard that Mubarak, the chairman, on yesterday complaining that the 115 case thing is taking so long to get through, complaining about it. And I thought, you bloody hypocrite, you're the one that's delaying it.
Yeah. It is shocking. Well, look, any more news than that, guys? Of course, we're bringing it to you first and fastest here. But for me, the next few weeks is going to be interesting. I think, A, for the integrity of the Premier League. B, how the Premier League is going to be viewed by Europe, by the rest of the teams in Europe. And C, what do the rest of the Premier League teams do? Because I disagree with Philip and Colin. I don't mean to, guys, but I do. I think some Premier League teams will not take this line down. Now, if you've got teams that are gathering evidence to bring a case against Man City, if Man City win the case, so all the Premier League teams are going to go, yeah, it's grand. You're all right, Man City. You can get away with it. How's chance it was? For me, I think the Premier League could break up, but there'll be another breakaway league.
I don't think I think City's case is so weak that it's laughable.
Yeah,
well,
I hope
there's 10 to 12. There's 10 to 12 clubs fighting against City. I know we've named them a couple. They've the ones that have come forward and presented evidence, but there are still another 6 to 8 clubs, all willing to back the Premier League against Manchester City.
So, look, I'm going to, before we move on, and we'll put this to bed for a while, but one question to you guys: should this be sorted out? It was more yes or no question, but should this be sorted out before the start of next season? I know it's not going to be, but should it be?
Oh yeah, should be, but it won't. I mean, I read somewhere, and Colin, you can probably confirm this or not, that the actual case hearing of the 115 cases is set for November. So that's not before the start of the season. So that's going to rumble on. If City win their case, then obviously they will hope to get that case thrown out. So I think we could be sitting there this time next year and it's still rumbling on.
The case, the official investigation and hearings and blah, 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 whatever you want to call them, actually starts Monday. So that's when things are going to start moving. But we all know who their lawyer is. We all know what kind of a person their lawyer is. If you have anything to do with American politics, you'll know exactly who this lawyer has and is representing over in America. So we know what kind of person he is. He is going to drag it out for as long as possible. They're hoping that the end date is going to be November.
So are you telling me the High Court case and the case against Man City is happening at the same time?
Yeah, both are happening at the same time.
So that starts Monday. So should they be a star against Man City's name when the fixtures come out?
They cannot do anything at the moment because it's classed as innocent until proven guilty. If they do anything to Manchester City, that is then the Premier League and the FA breaking contractual obligations to not only the other teams in the Premier League, but also TV right deals that they've already made. So until they're proven guilty or innocent, nothing can actually be done.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, guys, we're going to move on to this other bit of news. The six Premier League clubs who must sell players in the next 24 days to avoid PSR breaches. That is Aston Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, Everton, and Nottingham Forest. Let's start with the key dates. On June 30th, the final day for clubs to reduce their 3-year PSR losses to 105 million or less if they have spent time outside or less if they have spent time outside the Premier League. December 31st is the date when the last season's accounts, including PSR calculations, must be submitted to the Premier League. And then May 25th, the final day of the Premier League, by which time all PSR issues must be settled. So we're going to start with Aston Villa. The sale of Jack Grealish to Manchester City in August 2021 was great for PSR as he was a former academy player, but that 100 million boost expires in June 2024, which I think is already expired already. As PSR is assessed after a 3-year period, Villa also spent over 200 million on signings in the year that Grealish was sold, which has a legacy impact on the optimization charges in subsequent seasons. Philip, I'll start with you on Villa. These are the 3 players Villa might have to sell: Douglas Luiz, Ollie Watkins, and Matty Cash. Are you shocked to see Villa in that 6 clubs that have to sort this out before the end of the month?
Well, they're probably the one you wouldn't have expected to see there. All right, you know, there's obviously something been going on at Villa for the last while that it's gone under the radar a little bit spending wise. So yeah, it's difficult. But anyway, that's the way it is. They've got to bite the bullet. They've done the crime. Now they have to do the time unless they can actually. I'm just laughing though. It doesn't have to be those 3 players, but as long as the money they get from it, they can sell 6 players and not include any of those 3. As long as they raise the money to keep them under the limit.
Well, they're the 3.
These are the sample players that they can sell.
No, these are the 3 players that are now, I think, up for sale.
Well,
as you heard earlier,
they physically put them for sale.
Yeah, as I said earlier,
that's different. Yeah,
Villa are losing Douglas Luiz. The funds going into so Douglas Luiz is on the way out.
Right. Okay.
Of Villa. So you've got Ollie Watkins, and they're the most assets players they've got in the team.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So Colin, look, I mean, We all know. I thought Villa wouldn't be in this mess. Are you shocked Villa are in this situation?
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to apologise. My camera is playing up, so I've had to come off as the camera.
I know
I don't
you're
know
grand.
why it just
Right.
keeps messing up in my OBS
Right.
and everything. Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked. To be fair, with them Champions League success as well, qualifying for it this year. It's very strange, but they have spent a lot of money to bring in players to get there. To be fair, it's not like they've brought in homegrown talent all the way through the team. They've brought in a lot of players from a lot of different clubs. So yeah, in a way, I do understand why they're there. It's just a bit of a shock that it's happened so quickly.
Philip, very quickly, any players would you take?
Douglas Luiz is a decent player, but I think he's bound elsewhere. Watkins, I don't know. And Matty Cash, I wouldn't take him for nothing. So yeah, I take Watkins and Luiz maybe, not Matty Cash.
I would take Matty Cash. I like
Would
Matty
you?
Cash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the only Spurs fan that does.
No, I like Ollie Watkins as well. So they're my pick. Big up to Spursicus as well. He says, "Hello, Spurs fans. Look at all the devastation going on around us. Next season is ours for the taking." Yes, it is, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Now let's go on to the next one.
Just before you do that, Dermot, there's a major shock in the Cricket World Cup after happening. The USA, who up to today didn't even know had a cricket team, have beaten Pakistan.
Is it the Cricket World Cup at the moment?
Yeah, it's on. Watching it here now.
Wow.
They went to Super Over and USA won the Super Over. So
Ireland are playing today as well, by the way.
Yeah, they were beaten yesterday by India.
Oh, well, there you go. Anyway, at least we won the soccer. Now, we're going to the most famous club of the lot. This man, right, who owns Chelsea Football Club, must be the biggest idiot this side of the Irish River, the Irish Sea. He really is an idiot. Chelsea only made £63 million profit from 203 million sales in 22-23. In accounting terms, Chelsea could only put 63 million pounds of more than 203 million worth of sales down as profit in 22-23. Colin, look, I'll start with you on this. We all know Chelsea are in an absolute financial mess. We also know that Chelsea could, I don't know if I'm wrong in saying this, could go to the wall, could go into administration. It is that bad. How worried, look, if you're a Chelsea fan, how worried should you be about your club at the moment staying out of administration if that is where it's heading?
Well, I mean, as it stands at this moment in time, from what I've read and, people I speak to, a few of them are Chelsea fans, that they are quite concerned. Chelsea were this powerhouse club under, Roman Abramovich. Todd Bowley's come in as well. He's got all this financial power, and yet, I don't know what he's doing to that club at all. People joke and laugh about, Old Trafford is falling apart. Well, Jesus, Chelsea is literally crumbling everywhere. I obviously I'm looking at the players that are on there. They'll have no problem selling those players at all. I know Chalobah is in interest of Manchester United, so they might get some money from there. But my God, they need to do some work.
Yeah, I mean, everyone look, Abramovich was told to sell Chelsea for obvious reasons because what's happening at the moment in Europe, in Eastern Europe, and because of what the UK government did, Chelsea nearly went to the wall then. But Philip, look, forget Tom Bowley, forget what's happening on that side in a minute. Are there any players that would you say, do you know what? I wouldn't mind it at Tottenham. I wouldn't mind going there, put a cheeky bid, because Chelsea are going to have to accept it. So who would you, if you were Daniel Levy and Paratici, who would you be looking at? Thinking, do you know what? We'll get him. I know Gallagher's the most one we've been talking about, but is there anyone else at Chelsea you fancy?
Well, I'll tell you that I would think that the average Chelsea man on the street would nearly rather see the club go to the wall than sell their best players to Tottenham. That's how much they dislike us. I mean, we live rent free at Chelsea games heads. We hate Tottenham and we're not even playing them.
I
so
know.
Gallagher, yes, is one. I'm trying to think now. Chalobah, possibly. Yeah, he's not a bad player. Cole Palmer, I'll take him in a heartbeat, but he won't be sold. And one player I do not want to see coming is Jackson. I think he's probably not a great striker.
Look, I feel sorry for Jackson. I actually really do feel sorry for him. I think he huffed and he puffed, and he just didn't go his way. And maybe he should have been. He wasn't that top striker. Maybe it's a bit like Brennan Johnson. He was meant to come as a backup or come in, but he was been made. I feel sorry for Jackson. I'm sure he will be a great player, but maybe not at Chelsea. But
no, look, I find it very hard to be sorry for anyone at Chelsea, because the abuse they I would never, leaving aside the actual football times when they've beaten us. The Chelsea fans making gaswork noises every time they play Tottenham, and some of the songs they're singing they're disgusting. Then even the Arsenal don't sing that low. So I mean, I think
I mean, to be fair, Philip, just to be fair, I know what you're getting at, and it is wrong, but all fans are the same. All fans do.
Yeah, no, Dermot, you don't. There's no other club sings that particular song but Chelsea.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, you got Man City singing about the Munich air crash. You got
I'm talking about okay, that's a disgusting thing as well. But I'm talking about for aimed at Tottenham. Chelsea have the worst reputation for their repertoire of abusive songs.
I understand that, but I understand where you're getting at. You're right, but I'm just saying all clubs can be guilty of some section.
It's mostly against local rivals. Okay, I mean, I'm sure Doncaster Rovers will have a go at Leeds now and again.
Yeah, and can I also point out it is a minority that do that, isn't it? It is.
I mean, it's not the majority. I mean, it's a minority that's usually singled out and ejected from the ground and banned.
So
the least should happen to them.
Yeah, you're right in what you're saying, Philip. I agree with you, but I just want to point out it is the minority of the fans that do that. But if you look at Chelsea financially, Philip, are they in more serious danger of being hit hard with sanctions than Man City are?
No, I think Chelsea's saving grace, but in their favour. Chelsea cooperated. In fact, I think Chelsea even reported themselves once Todd Bowley took over. They saw what was going on under Abramovich, and they reported themselves to the PL. So that will stand in their favour. They haven't been trying to avoid or delay the tactics that City have employed. So no, I think they'll probably get a lighter sentence. Mind you, their crimes aren't nearly as bad. The City's crimes are. It's like murder compared to shoplifting,
I know. Look, Colin. I sort of agree with Philip. Chelsea did, turn themselves in. Chelsea did sort of hands up, guys. We were naughty here. Come and give us a punishment. But the same question to you: are Chelsea nearer to having sanctions against them than Man City?
Chelsea's sanctions, if they are to receive any, are going to be a lot simpler to deal with than Man City's. Chelsea have reported themselves, like it has been stated, so they won't be as bad. Yes, I'd be surprised if there wasn't a point deduction, but it's not going to be hefty like, what could potentially happen to City if they get a point deduction. We're looking at, two different cases here. So let's say, for instance, City get found guilty, they could be facing 10-point charges for each and every single act that they've been charged with. So that's 1,150 points or something stupid like that. I'm not saying that's going to happen because we don't actually know what's going to happen at this minute. I think Chelsea, they'll probably get, 15, 20-point deduction at start of the season. But it all depends on how quickly it's done at the end of the day. Like I said, until the investigations have been completed, it's all hearsay and speculation. We don't actually know.
Can Chelsea appeal any decision against them? So that's non-appealable as well.
Yeah, Chelsea can't appeal because they've reported themselves. They'll be appealing against themselves. So
okay, fair enough. Just to go through in the chat, guys. Let's see. Carl Simpson says, "Give me Gallagher and Chalobah." Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Tequila says Reece James is a good. I like Reece James actually.
When he's fit.
Yeah, when he's
too injury prone.
He is. We've got also My friend is a Chelsea, and he said he's ready to go back to his Chelsea in the 90s. I mean, guys, look, where we... I've said it last night, and I asked you to question this. You look at all the Man City problems. You look at all the financial problems clubs are facing at the moment. Thank God Tottenham are not one of them. You look at Manchester United and their financial problems. You look at many other clubs up and down the Premier League. You look at many clubs in lower leagues that have actually gone out of business since the Premier League was introduced. Has the Premier League got a lot to answer for? And the second part to this question, and the first part goes you, Con. This second part for you, Philip, right? The second part for you is, we all know Serie A was the best league in the world in the world in the late 80s, early 90s, when you had the likes of Maradona. All the best players went to Italy. Then you had the corruption, and it's taken Serie A a long time to get back, regain that ground they lost. Is the Premier League heading the same way? Because the Premier League's only 30-odd years old. So is the Premier League heading the same way? So, Philip, I'll start with you first with that second question. And then about Chelsea, Colin, I'll go to you about that. So I'll start with your second point first for you, Philip.
No, I don't think so. I think if the Manchester City thing wasn't there, or the Chelsea thing wasn't there, it'd be fairly plain sailing, apart from the VAR thing and whatever. But no, I don't think so. The biggest worry if the football money or the TV money dries up, that's going to cause a major problem. But as long as the TV companies keep pumping money in, I don't see an issue. The only cloud on the horizon is the Manchester City situation. If they win that court case, then there's going to be major issues. But at the moment, it's not broke, so don't need to fix it. Just at the moment.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is Serie A had a great league, and then they had their own problems, and then
that was money. That was money caused that.
The
overspending.
It's the sort of same thing. The brand of Serie A was damaged, and it's taken them a long time to get that brand back again. The Premier League is only 30 years old, so the Premier League has to go through different forms of evolving as the league gets older and older. So is the Premier League going to go through that dip in where it is going to have its brand damaged, and it's going to have to go through to reinvent itself again?
The brand can only be damaged if the likes of Manchester City take cases against them and win the cases. If the Premier League win the case against Man City, the brand is strengthened because it's shown that the brand is stronger than the individual parts that make it up, which is a very important factor. Man City are not bigger than the other 19 clubs, even though they might think they are. And I think they can take on the Premier League and win. They can't. They won't. So again, it all goes down to Serie A got into trouble because they overspent, and the clubs nearly went bankrupt, skint. That will only happen, as I said earlier, that will only happen in the Premier League if the TV money dries up. But let's face it, the gate money and sponsorship money of the team isn't enough to keep the teams going. It's the 100 million they get from Sky every year, whatever the figure. That's the real breadbasket of the Premier League. And as long as that keeps going, we're fine.
But also, Italian League clubs were done for corruption.
Oh yeah, that's
match
true.
fixing
Match
and
fixing.
other things.
Yeah, that's true. That didn't help. I mean, thank God. The nearest thing we've got to that is that a couple of players done for betting on themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
This Ivan Toney and Luis Paqueta, So that's as long as they can keep it, as long as there's not a huge influx of players getting done for betting, then I think we're safe enough.
Yeah. Colin, with Chelsea and the Premier League and the mess Chelsea are in at the moment and the financial problems they're facing, where are you going with this? Because Philip does make a very good point. As long as people get pumping money into the Premier League, it's going to keep rolling on. The wheels are going to keep turning. But are the Premier League in danger of shooting themselves in the foot? If the likes of Man City win, then they don't have the authority over their own league.
Yeah, in the worst case scenario, if Man City win, then yes, the Premier League is in danger. But I'm just trying to get the actual financial figures. Bear with me 1 second.
While you're looking for that, Philip, one quick question. Put the Premier League to one side. Which is the best European league at the moment in Europe? Forget the Premier League. So you have all the other. You have La Liga, Serie A, You have the French league. You got the Bundesliga. For you, which is the best league you watch? Apart from
I watched the Bundesliga. I think.
Yeah.
I used to like it. Watch a lot of the Spanish football, but it's kind of gone off. It's not on the channels that I watch anyway. And French league is a bit like the Scottish league. PSG are going to win it every year. No, German league is pretty good. Now, okay, this season that was tempered by watching Harry Kane playing, but I've always had a soft spot for. I've been to the Bayern Munich stadium, and that kind of got me interested in German football because it is so much. So it's second only to our ground as far as I can see in Europe.
Yeah, sorry about that, Colin. I thought while you were looking for that, I thought I'd Philip a bonus question.
That's all right.
He's on Blockbusters. Give us a fee, Bob.
No, so like obviously you're saying about them shooting themselves in the foot, regardless of what happens with the City thing. Yes, it's going to cause issues if City manage to win this case. But coming in from the 25-26 season, there's a new deal that has been brokered with Sky and TNT Sports in regards to the broadcast rights.
Yeah.
It covers up to 4 years, so that's up to the 2030 season. You know, and the deal's worth £6.7 billion. So the UK is not going. You know, the Premier League is not going anywhere anytime soon. They've just got £6.7 billion. So they're perfectly fine. They're not in any trouble at all.
Why I asked the question to you was I always use Serie A as a point where the Premier League is a very young league. It's not like the Football League that went for 100 years. It's a very long league. And I just wondered, does it have to evolve? Does it evolve as time goes on, that it will have its ups and downs? Everything does.
It'll have ups and downs, but not. It'll be one hell of a downer to bring the league in, to have them struggling because they've got the money behind them, and money talks. So regardless what the problems are, if the players are getting their wages and the people still go to watch the matches, it's going to carry on regardless.
Tequila puts a very good point here, guys. Until the end of the 3 p.m. blackout, Sky and TNT can jog on. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Now we're going to Everton, another club, guys. I think we all got a soft spot for Everton, I suppose, in a little way, I suppose. Sky Sports understands they have 3 key players of interest to other clubs that they could sell to fetch the kind of money they need. It's Braithwaite, Onana, and Calvert-Lewin. We won't spend too long on Everton. We know what they've been through this season. So, Philip, you get to pick one player out of these 3. Who is it?
Braithwaite.
For you, for Man United, Colin?
Braithwaite.
I'm actually going for Onana. I actually think I like him as a player. I like Braithwaite as well. I don't like Calvert-Lewin.
Is that the United goalkeeper you're taking as well, isn't it?
No, but I think Onana's a good player.
He's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong, Onana's a fantastic player, but you've asked from my perspective as Man United.
No, I know that. Yeah.
We need defenders. We've got Kobe Mainu who can play the Onana role. So, yeah.
But you know something, Everton could be in serious trouble. Colin, you can probably back me up on this. That deal that fell through with the 777 crowd, don't they Everton owe them 200 million?
Yes, they do.
From that alone was given to help the stadium being built.
They need
they're trying to figure it out at the minute.
But
there's a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, but look, for me, let us know in the chat, guys. Who would you pick for Spurs? Let us know. Now, Leicester City won't spend too long on this either. Leicester City, who got promoted to the Premier League, they're going to start the season with a points deduction anyway, but they could be heading for more points deductions unless they can grab a rabbit out of the hat. They're also currently under a transfer registration embargo, although they have to challenge it legally. Regardless, they're also under pressure to sell players before June 3rd to make sure they avoid another potential PSR breach. And now Newcastle. Now, we all know Newcastle are state-owned by Saudi Arabia. We all know they've got billions and billions and billions and billions of money ready to spend, but they can't spend it because they're going to break PSR and FFP. So I found this little chart, and Isaac is a player me and Philip would love at Spurs, but if they sold him 42 million PSR value and then it decreases as it goes down, Out of all the 6 clubs, Colin, are they the less likely to get done out of the 6?
Yeah. I mean, you can see on that sheet that you've got there that it does go down and down and down as you further go down. But, we've got to take into account of certain clubs will pay a lot more for certain players. Like, for instance, if Tottenham bought Isaac, you probably would be paying, I don't know, 70, 75 million for Isaac because they can charge that much. Tottenham need a striker. Isaac's one of their best strikers they've got, if not the best. Bruno Guimaraes can bring in a very high sum. They paid 40 million. They could easily probably get, anywhere 80 plus, especially if clubs like City or, a Madrid, a Barca, a Bayern Munich, anybody like that comes in, they can throw money, and we keep forgetting as well that some of these players wouldn't turn down the financial packages that a Saudi club would be willing to offer them.
That's so true.
We keep forgetting about this Saudi thing, but let's just have a look. Sean Longstaff there, he's homegrown, cost them absolutely nothing. That is pure profit if Newcastle decide to sell him. If they sell him to a Saudi team, and we all know that Newcastle have got links to all that kind of thing. If they get £60 million for Sean Longstaff, who's not even worth that, he's probably worth a bag of crisps and a Haribo bar or something like that. That's 60 million pure profit that they've got right there.
Philip, any player would you take from there? I know Isaac would be, but any other player?
I'd go for a Botman. He's a good centre back. Guimaraes, obviously, any team would take him, but no, he won't be coming to Tottenham. Joe Willock's ex-Arsenal, forget him. Joe Linton and Almiron, no. Trippier, we've had him. Jacob Murphy's a decent player.
Yes.
Jacob Murphy's a decent player, so I wouldn't rule him out either,
Anthony Gordon as well for me.
No, I wouldn't fancy Gordon, to be honest.
I would. But look, I'd love to know what you guys will. We'll get to your chat in a minute. Now, Nottingham Forest, of course, Philip, survived relegation, but they're in a bit of problems as well. So Morgan Gibbs-White, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Anthony Ellega are the players that they probably would have to sell to probably beat the PSR thing. Philip, very quickly, pick one player out of them 3, if you could pick one.
Elanga, maybe.
Yeah. Colin?
Yeah, I'd take Elanga back.
I go for Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm quite impressed with them last season. Elanga is a good player as well, and so is Morgan Gibbs-White, by the way. But I just quite like Callum Hudson-Odoi from me. Look, before we move on to the last bit, which is, of course, is about the players that are left out of the England squad, we're going to go through that very quickly, guys. And then at the end, me, Philip, and Colin are going to pick our team to win Euro 2024. So it should be a bit of fun. Have we seen the end of this? Now, there is also other rules news coming out this evening that Premier League clubs have agreed in this AGM to trial an alternative financial system which operates, trying to read the article here, that operates like a spending cap in the 24-25 season. Philip, just very quickly, do you think it's needed? Do you think the rules have to change, or would you keep them as they are?
Well, I mean, prices of things have gone up. Price of players is going up. So the figures that you're allowed to lose probably has to go up as well. So to keep in pace with inflation and other factors, yes, I think they should increase the amount teams are allowed to lose.
Colin, look, should it be changed, or would you keep the rules as they are?
No, I agree. It has to be changed. But this spending cap needs to be fine tuned. If I think it needs to be a case of, if a player is worth 50 million, then that's the max you can actually, bid or buy them for. You can't be asking like this English tax, for instance. If, let's say, for instance, Manchester United wanted to come to Tottenham and buy Maddison, and he's valued at 70 million. Daniel Levy can't turn around and go, well, no, we want 165 million for him. Something like that needs to be done, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. I think who is it wanted it increased? I think it was some team wanted it increased to 135 million from 105. I forget which team did it, but that was asked today. Just quick go through the chat quickly before we go down to the last subject. Everton from Chris gone for Onana, Forrest, Morgan, Gibbs, White. Boris Britt has put Gordon has too much of an ego and Ange wouldn't enjoy him.
That's why I don't want Gordon anywhere near the place.
You got the same with Ivan Toney as well, but going through each team, Tony, why do people keep on about Chelsea players? Chelsea players will never do well. Bowley said he will do business with Tottenham. They need money. We're willing to buy the players. That's why we keep talking about it. It's all part of the fun. Longstaff
would screw them over.
Yeah, Longstaff would frazzle in the Sun and Saudi. Carl also says Bruno has linked with a few clubs today. He has. I played from Leicester, Dewsbury Hall. He played exceptionally well against Chelsea. And I would say yes to him. Carl said Onana in the 6 for us would be great. And that's what I would go for, Onana in the 6. Chris has also gone for Newcastle, Guemes, and then he's gone for Shabala from Chelsea, which is a good shout as well. So big up, Chris. Now, for all you England fans out there, don't think we're forgetting you. Today was the day that Gareth Boring Southgate, as I've now nicknamed him, the Garden Gnome Part 2, had to get kicked 6 players out of the 32 to the 26. And these are James Maddison, James Braithwaite, Harry Maguire, Jack Grealish, and then the player from Liverpool and the number 1 goalkeeper for Burnley.
Is there not 7 players? There was still one more to come.
No,
6. 7.
No,
7 need to get rid of.
No, 6. This is the England squad. He's picked Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale as goalkeepers, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Marcus Giuini, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Trippier, Kyle Walker, Alexander Arnold in midfielder. I didn't know he was a midfielder, but there you go. Colin Gallagher, Kobe Mainu, Traitor, Adam Wharton. See, I refuse to mention his name, Philip. I would not do it. I'm sorry. Jude Bellingham forwards, Jordan Bowen, Eze, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer, Saka, Tony, and Ollie Watkins. Colin, Gareth Southgate, he might stay on to take England to the World Cup in 2026. Is this an England squad that can win Euro 2024?
Been asked this question so many times today.
Sorry.
You know what? I don't think it is. It's a squad full of individual brilliance, but as a team, I don't think it is. I mean, I did watch the game the other night. Without the likes of your big stars, Harry Kane, for instance, and all the other players he brought on, England looked very lackluster. I mean, there's some big names missing. Obviously, like you said, Harry Maguire's gone. He's gone through injury. James Maddison's gone. I'm not sure why James Maddison's gone, to be fair, because I think he does a lot for England as well. He's a fantastic little playmaker. I don't know. It's a bit strange, and he's asking a lot from young players there. I mean, if you look at it, Eze, he's quite young. He's fresh as well to the England squad, really. Cole Palmer, Saka, Foden, Kobe Mainu, Adam Wharton, all these players. I mean, Gay, Konza. It's a bit of a strange one in my eyes.
Yeah, Philip, look, you've seen a lot. I love tapping into your experience and your knowledge on football from over the years. But you've seen a few tournaments in your time.
Yeah.
England did get to the final of the last European Championships and the semi-final of the World Cup in 2018. Gareth Southgate has technically been the most successful manager probably since Sir Alf Ramsey. I don't know if you would put Bobby Robson in there, but the best Bobby Robson got was one semi-final and one quarter-final where they lost 2-1. One goal, which was a classic, and the second one, I swear to God, he was scratching his head. He didn't touch it with his hand. But Gareth Southgate, why do you think people find him boring? Is he the garden gnome Mark II?
Because he is boring. I find him boring. Why
do they find
I
him
say no,
boring?
if England had the likes of, let me see, who can I think now? If they had Pep Guardiola managing that team, right? I would say England are the red hot favourites to win that title.
Yeah.
Because Pep Guardiola would play the players in the position they're best suited to. Unlike Southgate, who plays players, if they're right footed, they play them on the left and vice versa. Right? Now, leaving James Maddison out is a big mistake for me. Not because obviously because he's a Tottenham player, but leaving the likes of Jared Bowen in there, who's going to do nothing but sit on the bench. He's not going to get in the team ahead of Harry Kane, Saka, or Ollie Watkins, or even Ivan Toney. You know, is Ivan Toney in the squad? He is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, right. So I mean, they're taking an extra striker there, where they could have done with an extra creative midfielder. So I think James Maddison, he's rightly pissed at this. I don't blame him. You know, okay, it's great for Tottenham. He's going to be back fresh. He's going to be raring to go, committed, and with a point to prove next season. So from that point of view, it's good for Tottenham. But I think that's a very poor decision. Also, Lewis Dunk is not fit, and I think Harry Maguire should have been left in that squad. I think they would.
Harry Maguire's not fit either.
Well, maybe he's lesser fit than the two of them. That's why he's gone. You know, Luke Shaw, is he fit?
Well, you know, he's 50-50 himself. You see, the thing that annoys me with Gareth Southgate so much is he's got all these English players that all play in the Premier League, apart from obviously Kane now and Bellingham, that all play at fast, high tempo, and he just decides he wants to play at snail pace all the time. If England played in a Premier League style, fast tempoed game, England would beat 99.9% of the teams out there because they wouldn't be able to keep up. They wouldn't know what to do because they're not used to playing that.
I think England are going to be very, very strong offensively, but they're going to be found out at the back.
And if you're playing big teams like Italy, Spain, France, even Germany, if they do meet them along the way, I think England will be. I mean, somebody said it last night. I was watching the program, and somebody said that the times England got to a semi-final and the final of the World Cup and European Championship, respectively, they had easy runs to them parts of the competition.
Yeah.
The only team England probably had to play decent was Italy in the final. The only team England had to play in that World Cup run in 2018 was Croatia in the semi-final. So I feel,
But there's a running theme, Dermo. If you watch those games, there's a running theme. The two teams that we played really, the two really good teams that we played in that, he started out very attacking, very fast-paced, English Premiership style football, and they did not have an answer. And as soon as he got the goal, it was literally, right, let's go back to just snail-paced defending.
Yeah. I think England have got the curse of Mayo. You there, Dermot?
Curse of Mayo.
Is that curse of Mayo? They haven't won the All-Ireland since 1951. England are nearly that bad. They're only 15 years further on. So they must have done something to somebody somewhere along the line that's got a curse on them.
Yeah. But anyway, Tequila says Southgate is so dull it makes Nuno look animated, which is so true. And also, I like this one from Tequila as well. Where is it? Oh no, it's from Carl Simpson. He says, "I would rather have Stephen Kenny than Gareth Southgate. His defensive tactics, I would rather rip my eyes out."
There you go.
And then this one here from Tequila: Southgate ball makes Conte ball look like Ange ball.
yeah.
Says a lot. Says a lot about Gareth Southgate. Bless him. Now these are the groups. Now look, I know they're not all filled in, but you know who's in the groups. Philip, one word. Who's your winner for Euro 2024?
I'm going to go against the grain here and say France.
Interesting. Colin?
Portugal.
Do you know what? I'm going to go for Germany.
Now, toss up for France and Germany for me. I couldn't decide which one.
I know a lot of people are scratching their heads at Dermatron. Are you mad? Do you not watch football? Germany have a knack of playing absolutely shite, before an international tournament. But turning up and actually winning the damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the 1986 World Cup, right? They had no right being in the final, but they got to a World Cup final. Between 1974 and 1986, the only World Cup final they didn't get to was 1978. They got to the 74, 80, 74, 82, 86, and 1990 World Cup finals. Plus,
you can't bet against them, you know.
No, plus they won the
football's
76
changed since then.
I know, but plus they did win the 76 European Championships and also got to the European Championship final of 1992. I mean, Germany, you never discount the Germans. If I could pick one team who I'd love to win it, and this is only me being selfish and because I love the players, Højbjerg, it's Denmark. I would love Denmark to win it again. For me.
I have a soft spot for Croatia as well, but I don't know if they're strong enough.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, Carl Simpson says, F you all, just for that England are winning it and doing the parade past themselves.
Hang on, what's happening in Dublin here at the moment?
Well, what's happening in Dublin? Anyway, Meta Football TV's Chris says, dark horses, Georgia. Just like Czech Republic in 1996, winners, France, or one of the other top country. Very good point. Very, very good point.
I'm telling you, Portugal are going to win it.
Yeah. What's happening in our capital city? He's muted himself. We can't hear you, Philip, our roving reporter.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to keep the TV sound down. Yeah, apparently there was a bomb scare in around the Croke Park area today, but it's been declared a hoax.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Carl did say, Dermot, if you say Germany, I would disown you. I actually said that before. I said that after he put that in. So, Carl, thank you for pointing me in the right direction. Well, guys, that is Newsbeat for tonight. Transfer Talks is back on Monday, but you won't have me because Dermatron, as from tomorrow night, after the podcast tomorrow night, will be taking a few days off. My PC's going into hospital to have a check over and a few bits of work and MOT done to it, all ready for the start of the European Championships and the opening of the transfer window. So I will leave you in the capable hands for Monday for 2 days with Mr. Brady, Colin, and Tequila, and our new signing who I can't announce yet, but we have signed our second signing of the YouTube transfer window. So more will be revealed in the next couple of days. Mr. Brady, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem.
When are we seeing you next?
Tomorrow, I suppose. Yeah,
tomorrow, okay. And then also, Colin, do you want to give yourself a bit of a plug?
Plug. Yeah, if you like the sound of my luxurious voice, I also do game commentating and in the world, all the movie stuff. You can find me over.
Colin, no, it's not. It's the best league in the world. You got to give it a bit of Jeremy Clarkson.
In the world. In the world. Yep. You can find me over on the Full-Time Sports Network, where I do a lot of work. Also, the Manchester United channel, MUFC Spotlight, for all the Manchester United news there. And on here, you can find me on here. I will be here more often as well now. And obviously on Double Dumb Gaming as well, where we just talk random rubbish about computer games. So, yeah, you can find me there. And on X, if you want to find me on there as well.
Our F1 Championship's going to be starting in there soon, isn't it? Our weekly competition.
It is going to be starting on there soon. Very, very soon.
I'm just waiting for my will to come.
It won't help you.
Yeah, F1 24 is a load of shite. A review is coming
as well. Netherlands are 3-0 up.
Jesus. A review on F1 2024 is coming up in the gaming channel. Probably Saturday. We're going to pre-record that to come out early next week. But guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I've really enjoyed your company. Everyone, please do look into this show would not be possible without our show sponsors, Apple Pie as well. We are getting a link once I get the link, I will put it into the into the description for you guys as well. And also our other official partner, Wraith Energy, do hit the QR code above my head. And please do, you get 10% off when you put in the code THFCTID, where you get all your energy drinks. You're going to need them because this summer and the season's going to be one hell of a ride. So you're going to need all the energy you need. We are back tomorrow, of course, with the Cockerel Clock podcast, where I think Chris from Meta Football TV is joining us. I think Tequila's back with us again. Philip, myself. I don't know if Column's joining, as we are going to deeply look into Euro 2024, and we are going to talk a bit more about it. And also, we're going to pick our favorite European championships. So we're going to have a look. Which of mine was it? 92? Was it 96? Was it 2000? And we'll go back and we'll also get the guys' pick for their winner of Euro 2024. But whatever you do, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription button and the notification bell. And also, please do not forget, it is D-Day. So just raise a glass tonight to the fallen heroes who's given us our freedom for their sacrifice. So whatever you do, enjoy the rest of the evening. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Then Big Ange, we really do trust.